a genuinely enjoyable and funny movie. Kids and adults alike can enjoy it. I will say Teen Titans Go to the Movies. It was a great time, no alcohol required. To be honest, I'll probably buy it when it comes out on Blu-ray. Can't help but tip my hat like, good for you guys. Alright, so Teen Titans Go to the Movies. Have you seen it? What did you think about it? Or what's a movie you thought was gonna be horrible? You walked out actually having a really good time.
Which is a fart.
Greetings guys and welcome to a brand new video. I watched Teen Titans Go to the Movies and I don't know how to describe it other than... I will start off by saying I felt like the movie was marginally better than the show.
Waffles, 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 waffles.
And that is not to say that it's like all in all better than the show, but that's to say that it had its moments where like 95% of the movie felt like it was identical to Teen Titans Go, and another 5% of it felt like it was actually clever gags that they just fit the Teen Titans Go like crew around.
They're finally going to make a movie about me!
The story of Batman's greatest ally
That's me! That must be me!
and best friend in the whole world,
Finally!
Alfred the movie.
And the rest was just fart jokes, poop jokes, toilet humor, all the worst stuff you'd expect for little kids. And I don't get the praise for this movie, like it's got 90% on Rotten Tomatoes, I believe. And the only theory I can come up with is that it's a little kids movie, and people get offended if you say it's crap. And it's like, well, most little kids movies are crap. Like, oh, it's just a kids movie, lighten up. And it's like, yeah, it's just a kids movie. We shouldn't go treating it like it's Citizen Kane or something. You know, I've seen Shrek. Shrek was a funny movie. Even if you're an adult, it's funny. Teen Titans Go is just incredibly cringeworthy if you're an adult. It's so painful. And literally they open up the movie with this short called hashtag the late Batsby, which is about like Batgirl trying to join the female Justice League or something in a fight, but she has to wait for her dad to fall asleep to sneak out. It was just so terrible. It was literally the worst. At the end, right when they're gonna fight the bad guy, boom, cut to credits. They cut out the conflict out of their animated short and it just ended, and I was like, oh, I'm actually happy it ended that early. That was only like a minute and a half, which is more than I can say about Olaf's Frozen Adventure, which was just 20 minutes of pure agony. But the movie starts up, and literally 2 minutes into it, there's like a 30-second fart joke. That same one you see in the trailer. And it's just like, is this gonna be the whole movie? Thankfully it isn't. I guess they pulled the Sony showing the worst parts of your trailer in the movie. But most of the jokes don't land. There's a lot of nothing. It's both ADHD and it's also very low energy. Because the plot itself is basically just Robin wants his own movie, which is kind of simple, just feels like an episode of the show dragged out to like a 90-minute length, which thankfully the movie is pretty short, but it felt a lot longer than it was. Maybe 5-year-olds are finding it hysterically funny. Some of the self-deprecating jokes were like the only slightly yuck-worthy moments. They make fun of their poor decisions in the show, kind of, like with the waffles thing. They kind of make fun of that joke near the end.
What are you gonna do? You gonna fart on me? We wanna have a dance-off? You gonna annoy me to death with your waffles?
What, are you gonna annoy me to death with waffles?
You gonna annoy me to death with your waffles?
Towards the beginning of the movie, it was so unfunny that I was almost laughing hysterically. I had to hold back my laughter because it was just so awkward. It was so cringeworthy. Just the editing and the delivery of jokes and the random rap that they had to defeat the bad guy just out of nowhere. I almost burst out laughing because the rap sucked thoroughly. but it was like it was trying to be cool, and it might have been cool if I was 4 years old, but it just wasn't. And it was just the animation itself too. It looks on par with the show. It doesn't look better despite it being a movie. It's just it's dumb. I didn't like it one bit. There's a pretty funny gag towards the middle, and here's like a spoiler warning, I guess. Honestly, I doubt that you'll have this movie ruined for you with spoilers. There's a part towards the middle where they decide in order to make their movie, they have to get rid of other superheroes. So they go back and they undo their tragic backstories. They fix everything. They save Krypton. They save Batman's parents. And then supervillains have just obliterated the world in the future. So they're like, oh crap, we need those superheroes after all. So they go back and they redo all these tragic backstories. They actually assist in the murder of Bruce Wayne's parents. And that was probably the funniest moment in the whole movie. But then they go to Krypton and they play a terrible song to destroy Krypton. And that's another terrible song that goes on for like a minute and a half, which is nothing for a song. Like, that's so short. But since it's so bad, I felt like I was being subjected to like CIA torture methods. It was just so terrible. And the obnoxious cuts, the really loud techno sounds and stuff like that, it was just like, ugh, there's no depth, there's no nuance. This is worse than the crap you hear on the radio. And I was just taken out of the movie at so many points where, like, it stopped being funny bad to the point where I was just like, I basically had my hand glued to my face. And I was just like, oh geez, we're gonna be stuck here for another hour, aren't we? Slade shows up, and he's voiced by BoJack Horseman.
He should be saying that he's not me. Okay, because I came out like way before he did.
Every time he opens his mouth,
I am Slade.
he just sounds like BoJack Horseman. And then they got Nicolas Cage to voice Superman, and all he does through the whole movie is go, oh, you guys are a bunch of goofers, aren't you? Ha ha ha, goofers. And it's just like, oh, what are they doing? And then they make fun of the crappy DC movies, which is kind of funny. But that's exactly what the Lego Batman movie did too. And the Lego Batman movie did a better job of it. Everything people are praising Teen Titans Go to the movies for is what I feel like people should have felt for the Lego Batman movie instead. All around, not a very funny movie. In fact, it was really cringy. It was painful at parts. The toilet humor was just non-stop. Like, there's this joke that went on way too long where, like, each of the characters besides Robin pooped in a prop toilet without realizing it was a prop toilet that doesn't actually function. And literally the whole cast pooped in it besides him. It's just a dumb joke that goes on way too long. And I think that's one of the big problems with the movie is that they come up with a simple gag and they make it last a full minute, and then they thoroughly explain their jokes right after making them. They can't just have it like happen and then move on. It kind of botches the comedic timing because it's supposed to be fast paced, but since they're repeating the same joke a bunch of times in quick succession, the main cast is very annoying. This is sort of something they're kind of stuck with. Like, if they want to make the show and the movies better, they kind of have to do a bit of retconning, because Robin is so painfully selfish. Beast Boy is obnoxiously like super yo, insert dumb joke here, insert obnoxious rap song, ha ha ha. And Raven, I think Raven's the only funny character in the main cast, because her whole deal is basically she's just that chick from Parks and Recreation who's just kind of a bitch. Like, she doesn't care about anything. And You know, comedically, I feel like that character is the only one that works because of her deadpan delivery and just her apathetic attitude. It doesn't feel like it's mocking those Jersey Shore type people who are so, like, basic, but it feels more like it's celebrating mediocrity. Also at the start, like, there's a bunch of references to a bunch of other things, and they change their art styles up a lot, and that's kind of interesting. I'm pretty sure that's where a lot of the art budget went to, because they did a Lion King gag, which was pretty funny. It looked pretty accurate to the Disney style. And they did a few other ones. I didn't get all the references because, again, I'm not the biggest Teen Titans person. Like, I heard that the original series was really good, but I haven't seen it myself. I saw the first season of Teen Titans Go because it was on Netflix and it was just kind of convenient to just put it on, but it was just terrible. Starfire was kind of annoying. Like, I get that she's an alien and she doesn't get the nuances of human speech, but literally the only way they show this is through a running gag of her adding the before every noun, which gets really stale really quickly. And it feels like all the voice lines are done in one take, especially the celebrity voices. I guess the main cast are probably more experienced, so they don't sound too out of place in their delivery, but everyone else sounds kind of phoned in. It feels like Family Guy. It feels like Family Guy, how they just have random gags just happen, and you can't get attached to anything really, and then all of a sudden, oh no, they ran over this lion. Oh, hit and run, time to run away. It's like the random inappropriate joke thrown into this movie for toddlers, essentially. I think they did the exact same thing as Lego Batman movie, where the main base gets destroyed. I think that happened in Lego Batman. It was the real emotional part. But they do like the exact same thing in Teen Titans Go. And then it has the exact same outcome of, oh, the team comes back together to fight the baddie. And then they do. And then everyone starts cheering, credits, credits, credits. And that was pretty funny, because, like, it's almost like they're saying, oh, our movie's shit and we just want it to end already. Which is exactly what I wanted.